This video was brought to you by Markus Bil, Elbilmek, ABRP, Steurenberg, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about electric buses in Oslo. We heard in the news, I think it was roughly a month ago, that electric buses, they supposedly can't deal with the cold weather and they're failing left and right and they have to cancel departures. The reason why I mention this is because some people, they mention this in the comment section about other videos. They'll be like, hey Bjørn, we heard about this news that electric buses are failing. Can you comment about that? And I tried to reply to them, but I figured out, okay, this is some news that maybe needs to be highlighted. So here I Google translated an article from Brom, TV2 Brom. They're quite big news media in Norway, and they probably have also other websites, companies under their umbrella. So yeah, the news spread that, oh no, electric buses can't stand the cold. Yeah, sorry for the bad translation. And you see here a bus not in traffic. Yeah, it's well, I'm not sure. Is this a MAN truck? I'm not sure. Or is it Solaris? But okay, anyway. It's just to illustrate that the buses that have problems in proper cold winter, even though if we have this kind of weather, it's not typically cold, it's roughly 0 degrees to maybe -5 degrees Celsius because we have clouds. If we want to have really cold weather, it needs to be clear and then it's not snowing. So yeah, anyway, here we heard in the news, yeah, there was some number of buses were cancelled, taken out the traffic during the morning rush. Oh no! 50 cancelled departures, but then further down here it says 90 cancelled departures. I'm not sure why the numbers are not corresponding, or maybe different. Yeah, but yeah. So at least Brom, they contacted Ruter. Ruter is the company that runs these buses around Oslo, and the range is not as good as usual, but it's like, oh well, okay, in winter, yeah, the bus run out of electricity faster. Oh no, that's perfect food for the sun, really, man. Yeah, so that's the case. You see here, oh, sorry, it means 250 kilometers a mile. Yeah, but yeah. So with these buses, they have 500 kilowatt-hour battery pack, some of them, and pretty good range, right? The 18-meter long articulated buses. And they just, because of the cold, yeah, this was roughly a month ago when it was really cold. We are actually right now also in a pretty cold period in Norway, Sweden, Finland maybe, in the north of Europe. So then that causes problem for the buses. Wow, was that bad investment of Ruter? Did they make a mistake? Yeah, all the haters will be like, oh, told you diesel er best, kjør diesel fra livets harde skole. Yeah, all right, so, yeah. Yeah, so what was the problem here? Was it really that case? Well, I haven't done any journalist work, but fortunately, Elbilmek, they contacted Ruter and they asked them, what is the problem here? And here is a more balanced picture. We have an electric bus here, Solaris, as you can see the EF, yeah. And they had problems. They admit they had problems, but what was the problem here? Was it the shitty Chinese buses? BYD, yeah, Chinese products, they never work, right? Made in China. Well, let's see. So haters want to hate, right? So at least Elbilforeningen, which is the Norwegian EV Association, they contacted Ruter and found out more about what the heck was going on. And the problem was not in the buses. It was not in the made in China products. It was in charging equipment. You guys can read this. I'll just link it in the description and you can find out what the problem was. Failing of charging equipment. And this happened to be at the Alnabru terminal. I think they mentioned it here. Yeah, Alnabru. That terminal is where I went to film some stuff. They were digging in there and set up a new charging site there for the buses, and they had problems, but they have been upgraded now to withstand at least, well, it's supposed to be -30 degrees Celsius. So this doesn't surprise me, because many years ago, when I did some tests with power and it just happened to be quite cold, I noticed that those 50 kilowatt tritium chargers, the one that, yeah, you guys know it, that makes that sound when they are charging, right? Supposedly, tritium is from Australia, and they were failing roughly when the temperature went below -10 degrees Celsius. It was throwing some error 13 or whatever over and over again consistently. maybe because they don't have winter in Australia. So when I heard about this case here that charging equipment fails when it got really cold, that doesn't surprise me. I'm not sure where the heck, and this charging equipment at Allenby, that's not the typical tritium, ABB, FASEC, whatever, you know. It's something else, but maybe they just had a glitch in the design, and they, yeah, because actually normally in Oslo it doesn't get that cold that often. Normal winter is roughly 0 to -5 degrees Celsius, and then sometimes you might get -10 or colder. And then maybe if you get it for too long, over longer periods, then equipment starts failing. But it was a case of ABC. Not always blame car, but always blame charging. Always blame charger. Yes, that's right. Okay, so you know, Rute, they already took this into account when they plan on using electric buses. Yeah, here is it. They started in 2017 with a project, and it was some electric buses, but also they, at the same time, they also tried some hydrogen buses, and they ended up with using electric and hydrogen. I don't know why they didn't use it. You guys probably know why they didn't go for hydrogen. Yeah, you know, it's funny because here comes then the actual real world case where hydrogen fails to work. Some people claim that, oh, but hydrogen might not work for personal transportation, like passenger cars, but it will work for trucks and buses. Well, why? Rute, they went for electric because it's probably more economical. It's better, it's cheaper, you know, and more reliable and all that stuff. But at least now we heard that they work. The Solaris and the BYD buses, they work just great as long as the charging equipment is okay. So they need to be on the terminal and preheat while plugged in. And if they can't do that, they have to preheat using battery power, and they will have then, of course, shorter range. And especially for buses, they need to heat up a lot of air here inside the cabin. Of course, also if the charging equipment fails and some buses are not able to top up to 100% before they start the route, then they also have problems. But the buses themselves, as long as the infrastructure is good, then they don't have any problems. You can imagine if a filling station for hydrogen or a diesel filling station has some problems, and then the diesel buses are having problems, and they have to cancel departure. Is it the diesel truck's fault? No, it's the charge or the filling network, whatever equipment at the depot that is the problem, and that's also the case here. So yeah, I didn't do much work at all. I just reposted this and linked it to you. Elbilforeningen, they need to get the kudos for all the work they did, and also, of course, Brom for posting the initial news. But I just want to bring the word out, in case you guys heard about this, that electric buses are failing. What was the problem? It was quite, I don't know why Brom was really quick to conclude that, oh, it was the buses, they had problems. Yeah, no, electric buses, they fail. And then all the haters in Norwegian social media, they were just, electric buses are failed, diesel are best, you know. Yeah, then it turns out that it's a charging equipment. So in case you guys heard about this, just spread the words and yeah, let people know that what the real problem was. So anyway, yeah, by the way, I also heard that there are some BYD buses. I'm not gonna hate on BYD, you know, I'm half Chinese, remember? I like some Chinese products like NIO, they kick ass. Also, some of the BYDs are pretty good also, you know, kudos to them. And I also tend to shit on Volkswagen from time to time, but I also embrace Volkswagen. So I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, but I heard that some BYD buses they're having problems with traction, supposedly. No, I just remember now. The problem was that supposedly some of those BYD buses, they had power limits. When they went up a hill for some time, something started overheating, or there was some power limit, maybe because the limitation on C rating, discharge over time was too high, or the motors had problems. So they were probably going into some kind of limp mode. I think that was the problem. It was not traction, because electric vehicles, they should have excellent propulsion because they have instant torque. So yeah, that is a bit unfortunate, but also not not surprising that BYD might have some performance problems, but maybe for more normal traffic or normal hills, no problem. So maybe they don't have steep hills in China. But yeah, if you guys want to investigate, I can also try to dig into that case and find out what the heck was wrong. Maybe we just have many steep hills and fat people in Norway. So yeah, but anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.